Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 7, Episode 4, Take Me Out to the Holosuite, which is an obvious reference to Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So this was kind of a fun episode. I feel like, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like this episode gets a lot of hate. Like, people just don't usually care for this one. But to me, it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was super relaxed. I mean, we've had a lot of Dominion war, and to be honest with you, Deep Space Nine in general, I really like Deep Space Nine, but it's really heavy. And binging it as fast as I am, like 3-4 episodes a day, like it gets really heavy on you, and I'm a little fatigued. And this type of episode is what kind of like brings me up a little bit because it's a lot of fun. So we learn a little bit about Sisko, and at one point he basically got into an altercation with a Vulcan, saying like he challenged him to a wrestling match. And throughout the rest of the years, this Vulcan has gone out of his way to basically like tease Sisko. And like when they first get together, Sisko's like, "Oh, I got my Christopher Pike medal like 2 months ago. I hear you got yours last week." And the Vulcan's like, "Yeah, I got my second one last week." So the main premise of this episode is the Vulcan challenges Sisko to a baseball game, knowing full well that baseball is Sisko's favorite sport. And so the meat of this episode, like there's not a lot to this episode, but it's the meat of it is Sisko training the crew to play baseball and but still try to have fun. And at one point, he starts getting overly demanding. Like, "You're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, and you're the worst player ever." And, like, he kicks Rom off the team. Everybody's ready to boycott. Because at that point, the sport's not fun anymore. And that's what it's about. And he's driving him into the ground. And so they keep deciding to play, and Romulans, Vulcans are 3 times stronger than people, and they're a lot faster. He even gets Cassidy Yates to come over and try to help him out because she's a big baseball player too. And we just kind of watch the Vulcans slowly defeat the team, the Niners, which I'm going to tell you, after seeing this episode, I kind of forgot about it. I really want to get like a baseball jersey that says Niners on there. So that's one of my goals for the year. And so they're slowly losing, and then finally it clicks that somebody points out, like, this isn't fun anymore. And Sisko basically changes everything, and he reinstates the people in the bleachers, the announcer, and everything. And even though they lose, Rom ends up getting the bunt, and it hits the bat, and they lose, but he still gets to run, and he still gets to first base. And they have a great time, and that's what's important, is how much fun. There's a lot of little things, like there's at one point O'Brien is chewing, and Bashir's like, "What is that?" I totally thought he was about to say tobacco, but then I was like, this is TV. Can they even do that? He's like, "Oh, it's gum. It was infused with flavor." And he's like, "Well, what flavor is that?" "Scotch." Oh my God, Scotch gum would be awful. Like, I'm a big vodka drinker. I could not imagine like vodka gum or something. Like, oh, it'd be just terrible. And I really like when Kira's walking past Odo's quarters and he's just practicing like the safe, "You're out." Like, it's just great to watch him practice. Everybody gets involved in this episode, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. For those who have seen this one, did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was a good break? What did you think about the ending scene where everybody's in the bar and they're basically making fun of the Vulcan captain? Like, "Oh, you sound jealous and bitter and angry and annoyed and confused." And he's like, "I'm done." And he just leaves because he doesn't understand why they were playing it was to have fun and not to win. So go ahead, let me know what you guys think about this or let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this episode. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for Chrysalis.